Now let's go to the US, and in the week where Hunter Biden receives pretty much a slap on the wrist for actions that would land others in jail for years, we have learned of testimony from two IRS whistleblowers who say officials at the Justice Department, at the FBI and IRS interfered with the investigation of the tax evasion case against Hunter Biden. The case has been hijacked with political considerations, with one whistleblower, Gary Shapley Jr., who was in fact the supervisor of the investigation of the IRS, saying that at every stage of the probe, decisions were made that had the effect of benefiting the subject of the investigation. And the key here, Douglas, is that the interference often sought to prevent investigation of the big guy, President Joe Biden, and any involvement he may have had in his son's dodgy business dealings.
It's so disheartening and disconcerting, this, Rita. You and I have talked before about the damage that occurs in a society when its institutions become untrustworthy. And that has certainly been the case with the IRS in the US. I'm afraid it's also becoming clear that it's the case for the FBI in the United States. And you could argue almost every institution. You know, for years, politicians have said that to the electorate, you know, send me to Washington and I'll drain the swamp. But it turns out, in most cases, the swamp has drained them, and they leave office a shadow of their former self, and the swamp continues. There's nothing more worrying than the way in which, in America at the moment, it seems that institutions can be used as political weapons. I'm thinking of things like, for instance, the journalist who, among others, was one of the people who exposed the Twitter files, Matt Taibbi, who for this and in this week has revealed that the IRS has been to his house to investigate him because he's being politically difficult. Now, that is a sort of banana republic behavior. But the flip side of it is that if you are in the protected class, as it rather obviously seems that Hunter Biden is, you can get away with an awful lot. If Hunter Biden's surname wasn't Biden, he would not be facing this slap on the wrist. He'd be facing jail time. And as for the big guy, it seems very obvious that there has simply been an effort at the highest level to keep Joe Biden out of all of this. Will that continue? I'm afraid in politicized institutional America, that will all depend on who takes the White House next.
Well, we do have a two-tier justice system in the US, it seems, and certainly trust in those institutions has absolutely plummeted.